Hey, I'm live. Peace and power to everybody. Whether you're going to catch me in the playback, I would appreciate if you hit me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. If you don't, you don't. That's how it is. Um, Once again, thank you for joining me. I am Kong, the king of the casuals. This is casual boxing talk. I'm not here to give you any in depth statistics about boxing. I'm just here to talk my talk. That's it. Good afternoon or good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world, man. If you stopped in, I really appreciate your time. As I sit here right now watching the zone on YouTube, the Floyd Mayweather versus Maidana 1 fight. This was a good fight. I really enjoyed that fight, man. What up, Black? So what's on the agenda, man? Quickly, we could talk about Canelo being told no by the zone. Peace, sporting advantage, peace, peace. Let me get the link in there early. So the zone has says no to Canelo. They're not in favor of this Avni Yildrim fight. They're not feeling that fight. The zone, like everybody else, is trying to get the best possible fight series. Everybody knows, the zone, is looking to maybe work some kind of massage that Canelo contract right now. Canelo is standing firm on that apparently. But the zone is saying, bro, we'll take a Callum Smith. We'll take a Billy Joe Saunders. We know Canelo's team been looking for cheap people for a while. I guess Avni Yildrim might have come in cheap. Despite all the people saying Canelo did not request the fight, it is reported that Canelo, like all the other people, Callum Smith, Abdul Ghafarov, all these people, Benavidez, all of them did request the fight with Avni Yildrim for the belt, for the vacant belt. So his team did request the fight. Some people were saying he didn't request the fight. The WBC just threw his name in there, which I found strange. Like, can the WBC just throw somebody's name in there who didn't want the fight in the first place? Who knows? You tell me. So Canelo's team, I should say, did petition for this fight for a vacant belt. The zone said no. We're not going to put that on TV for no $30 million, man. That's unfortunate. Canelo then now has to go back and find some livelier bodies to fight, man. At 168. He has to go back to find Callum Smith. Remember, for the longest while, he didn't want to fight Triple G, and then Triple G don't want to fight him. And that's the reason why the zone brought Triple G over there, and Canelo and Triple G simply are not crossing paths right now. So now Canelo is back in a position where he has to find the fight. And that leaves the 168 belt, WBC belt that is, up in the air still. I do find the situation with Canelo interesting because while Canelo has fought tough competition, I'm not going to shit on that man's resume at all. That man has fought some top flight people. I will say I do find it strange that he's up at 168 struggling to find a fight, but he's the 160 WBA champion and he's not trying to unify down there. He insists he has to be at 168 and he cannot find an opponent at 168. He just can't find an opponent. It's just not working out. I do find it strange that he said at one point, Demetrius Andrade is not a exciting prospect. He's boring, etc., etc. But him and his team requested to fight Avni Yildrim. I guess that is a much more interesting fight for him. Is Avni Yildrim much more exciting than Demetrius Andrade? I don't think so. So if you won't fight Andrade, why are you trying to fight Avni Yildrim? Is it because maybe he'll come in cheap? I don't think Andrade is that expensive. But this definitely brings into discussion this whole situation where this dude is now unable to find a fight at 160. Is he going to fight at all this year? Or is he going to go back to Billy Joe Saunders? Remember, when Billy Joe pulled out, Chris Eubanks said he's ready. Quite a few people said they were ready. And whatever, and I guess Callum Smith was put back in the run-ins, and then he wasn't. So who does Canelo pick now? What does he have to do? Does he go back to Billy Joe Saunders for December? Remember, Billy Joe said he'd fight him in December, but as far as Billy Joe is concerned, Canelo has to come over to the UK. I really don't trust Billy Oxy-Low Saunders and nothing he says. So I really don't care what Billy Joe Saunders says. I'm wondering, what does Canelo do now? He has the WBA 160 belt, which the WBA refuses to strip him of, even though he hasn't defended it in a while. They haven't called a mandatory for their belt, and that belt is just with Canelo until he's ready to, I guess, defend it whenever that is. In my opinion, it would be nice if he would have gone back down to 160. Maybe, start working at them 8 pounds off and go back down. That's what I think. I think Canelo Alvarez needs to make up his mind soon, because we're more than half of the year through, and the next maybe available time is December. And I doubt, the way I see America going, there's going to be any big crowds let back into any stadium anytime soon. DAZN says no to Avni Yildrim. What do y'all think? DAZN putting their foot down on Canelo, telling them, hey, man, you got to pick some better fights. You can't pick this stuff. To me, DAZN right now, in this pandemic, is looking like they might have made a somewhat bad move with Triple G and Canelo. What up, 1-2? 1-2, the kid. Because Triple G is fighting absolutely nobody. So they're not going to make no money off of that neither. And they're not going to make no money off of Canelo if he fights Avni Yildrim. They already asked that. One, two, kid, if you want to get on, man, here's the link. It's not going to be a long stream today, as usual. Y'all know me. I do my little drive-bys and I'm gone. There you go. It's becoming promo versus sanctioning. I just find the whole thing really interesting and disappointing at the same time. How a man who is largely considered the face of boxing cannot find an opponent. Cannot find. How is that possible? Is everybody ducking Canelo? Is everybody ducking Canelo? Are people trying to maybe milk the horse a little bit because it's Canelo and he has this big contract? It can't be. Before DAZN said no, I saw a few channels that are actually trying to hype up the Avni Yildrim fight, and I was kind of wondering, how? How are you going to make this fight some big accomplishment for Canelo? How? Canelo is looking like somebody who was just like, oh, here's an opportunity. I don't have to pay him a lot. Let me just get in there. And DAZN said no. They slapped his hand back as he was reaching into the cookie jar. And I'm kind of glad, because I don't like this franchise shit, because even if he did win the fight, the belt would have been vacant again. And I don't like that shit. That's true, Wayne Hennessy. But the problem is, Avni Yildrim was ruled as mandatory. So they would have to find some way to placate Avni Yildrim because they're going to take away his mandatory. Because remember, Callum Smith is second behind Avni Yildrim. And it's interesting because I think Avni Yildrim pissed hot.
All right, Kong, what's up, man?
Head. What's up, man? How you doing, brother?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. See you on this Alvarez thing right here.
Yeah. I mean, I as I said, I find it interesting and a bit disappointing, to be honest with you, because well, let me just finish my thought I was saying. So Avni Yildrim, I was just gonna finish up this. Avni Yildrim actually got caught with PEDs, and Eddie Hearn was like, "Well, you have to strip him of his mandatory, and just put Callum Smith as a mandatory," and the WBC refused to do so. I think Avni Yildrim has something to do with the PBC. I'm not sure. And that's how I know, okay, this is some PBC home cooking, because he got caught with PEDs. But that's not the first time the WBC has ignored some PEDs.
Yeah. He got caught with punches too. Caught the mat a couple times.
Yeah. So the WBC still allowed him to be mandatory instead of elevating Callum Smith in there, which would have made sense, which would have triggered a unification with David Benavidez. So Callum Smith is still the second mandatory behind Avni Yildrim.
Yeah, I don't know how you even got that spot.
I don't know.
Getting slept and popping dirty.
Exactly.
That doesn't make
I don't
sense.
know.
But
This has to be some... Go ahead.
Canelo seen that vacant title and was like, "I was born already."
Got it. He reaching his hand into that cookie jar. The zone said, "Nope." Like my kid, I catch him. "Hey, what are you doing there? Get out the fridge." Got it.
Everybody stopped as soon as that shit went vacant. They were like, Canelo was like, "I want it." As soon as that title went vacant, and Canelo said, "I wanted it," Suleiman was like, "Everybody shut the fuck up. Canelo's talking."
Crazy. And then the zone was like, "I'm not gonna pay you for that. The fuck you think this is?"
Yeah.
You think I'm gonna pay you to fight Avni Yildrim?
Right. That's the one thing, whole thing about it is when you get that type of fame and when you reach that pinnacle, you can't complain, and people can't complain on the fact that people hold you to a higher standard.
That's right.
Because that's what you there for. That's
right.
what you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be the face of boxing. So get in there and mix it up with some true competition.
That's right.
And people could say, well, that's the way it's supposed to be, but you know how it is nowadays. That's just an excuse.
That's right.
I mean, because if you controlling the cards and you the face of boxing and you make your own moves, then these are moves that you're choosing to make. So there you go. Like it's in the pudding. Like he could do what he wants to do, but he don't want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like nah. He got the option to say, "Nah, man, I want to do this, or I want to make this happen. I want to test myself and get paid." You know what I mean? They're not going to give him that money to face guys like him. Like even if this contract says so, and they're putting their foot down, and I'm happy they are. But you know, I don't know. There's so many guys that he could be fighting that interesting fights as to what's going on, and I don't know what the big hoopla is about it that they did. They said no. It's like good. I wasn't gonna pay to watch that shit.
Right. That's not going to bring no subscribers to the zone, man. The zone is looking to get their business back up and running. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Don't pay for that.
So if he's gonna be going somewhere though, Iron Kong, where's he gonna go if he's gonna leave the zone?
I don't know. Maybe PBC.
Maybe PBC. That would be the only place he could really go when you think about it, because you know if he's complaining about money, you don't want to go to Top Rank because everybody complaining about money there. You got a penny pincher, so you don't want to go that route. So I mean, PBC, hey, uh, Pacquiao did it. He's doing just fine.
That's right.
So
Sporting
why not?
Sporting Advantage says 6 fights left, not trying to leave. Who does he think he is? Well, to me, that's some diva shit if he's trying to leave. The people are just trying to get to maximize their investment. And this is a rough time. You're not even trying to work with the people who gave you that big ass contract. You just work out, look, you just gave me this contract. Let me do what I want to do. It doesn't work like that, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to just, we gave you Rocky Fielding. We gave you Rocky Fielding. No problem. But bro, you got work to do. You know what I'm saying? We're not
Yeah.
gonna pay you to cherry pick no Avni Yildrim. Go fight, go work the shit out with Callum Smith. Go work it out. Angel Santos, how you doing, sir?
And I'm
Angel,
pretty sure he's got a pay-per-view upside too.
you got something going on, bro.
So I
So
mean, it would hurt his pockets to take that fight.
of course, I mean, you got to work with the people who worked with you. Eh, Avni Yildrim. So you can't get nothing done with Callum Smith. Billy Ho Saunders pulled out. Cool, no problem. I don't like him anyway. Who cares? Right? He pulls out. But all of a sudden, this belt goes vacant, and look, here I am. Avni Yildrim, give me $30 million. No. I can't abide by that.
Yeah, they're demanding that type of money for like what? Demanding that type of money to steal a title, basically.
Exactly. A title that you're not going to defend. You're going to take the title and then it's going to be vacated again. And then what?
Right.
You're going to bounce around looking for vacant titles to pick up. What is this?
I don't know.
What is,
How
I
you
mean,
feel? How you
go ahead.
feel about the? I'm sorry to change the subject or to cut you off, but how you feel about the whole Thurmon thing? Him
Oh,
requesting ten
I was getting to
million
that.
dollars.
I was
Okay.
getting to that. I was
All right.
getting to
Well, I'll
that.
let you cook. I'll let you cook now.
Let
Then,
me
my bad.
let me just finish up Canelo because I'm not going to stay long on this anyway. What I'm saying is Canelo Alvarez has had a good resume, right? Great, and that's why they signed you because you did those Triple G fights. You did all those good things at I guess 154, and you come up. Then you had the big fight with Danny Jacobs, and then you don't want to fight Andre, and you said no to Triple G. And it's like, well, we brought Triple G here to fight you, so you already sort of screwed the people with the Triple G thing. You didn't give them the fight that they wanted, and Triple G wanted at the time. And then you don't want to fight Andre. Andre is boring. And here you are now, can't come to terms with nobody. Callum Smith, nobody. And all of a sudden you pop up with Avni Yildrim. I think the zone had a right to nix that shit. I think Canelo Alvarez need to work with the people who gave him that big contract. I don't believe anybody would have really tuned in to watch him fight Avni Yildrim. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? So Canelo Alvarez, if he wants to leave the zone, go ahead, man. Just maybe the zone can take some of that money and shift it to people who actually want to fight. Because I guess if he leaves the zone, he leaves that money on the table. Yes.
Yeah, that's
So
a fact.
okay. So you leave that money on the table, and hopefully the zone finds a way to shift that money to maybe other interests or other people who want to fight. So they don't have to pay you $30 million to fight nobody, bro. I don't want to hear
That's
that diva shit.
That's a fact. And then they can invest in getting some other people to cross the street just for big fights with plenty of fighters, you know?
I'm saying. But anywho, that's enough for Canelo, man. Whatever. So anyway, man, Bomac comes out and allegedly says Keith Thurmon wanted 10 mil. Didn't Rocket Strike say on a show that what if Thurmon asked for 10 mil?
Yeah. Yeah. $10 million, man. That's it. Now now what that is right there, that's just some pump faking shit.
That's right.
It's like, oh, I want to fight. Yeah, send me the contract. Oh, but you got to pay me 10 mil. that type of shit right there. It's like, well, I'm not even going to talk. You know what? I don't blame Bob for not even negotiating. Like, man, go ahead with that bullshit.
That's right.
You know, go ahead with that bullshit. Ain't nobody even trying to talk to you, man.
That's right.
Like 10 million. When has he ever made $10 million? Did he even
That's
make
right.
10 million when he fought a Manny?
No, I
What?
don't even think. I don't even think with the upside. I don't even think
I
because of
mean,
the pay-per-view.
if he didn't make 10 with Manny, why would he request $10 million to fight Pacquiao? I mean to fight Bud.
But I already seen
That
these.
means he don't want the fight.
But I already seen these people who are lifetime Terrence Crawford haters. Terrence Crawford is a duck. He ducking. It's like $10 million. You know how much pay-per-views you'd have to sell to justify $10 million?
That's a lot of money, man.
Listen, man.
That's a lot
10
of money for not being a titleist too.
exactly. I mean, who are you, bro? You're an inactive dude who don't have a belt. $10 million? You see, when he had that long ass rant on whatever podcast he was on, and he was saying, "Tell Crawford to send the contract or send it live on IG or whatever," and then he said, "ESPN Top Rank knows what I want. Tell him to send over the contract with a respectable offer." From the time he said that, I already knew what this was going to be. This was going to be a pricing myself out business. It was going to be no matter how much you send over, it's not going to be enough. So
Yeah.
this is a duck, but as you said, not even a duck. This was a pump fake. These PBC guys, right, want people to pay them exorbitant sums to fight. Exorbitant sums. Who's going to pay Keith Thurmon $10 million? To do what?
Well, you could always put it on the PBC where they could pay him $10 million
There you go.
if
And
that's what he's asking for, and
there you go.
if he thinks that that's a realistic payment, he could always
There
just
you go.
go to the PBC and say, "Hey, so I need 10 to fight," and we'll see if Al pulls $10. I mean, 10 mil out of his pocket and says, "Yeah, sure, no problem," which I
That's right.
doubt will ever happen.
That's the thing. These people are asking things from other promoters and other companies that they can't ask for on PBC. They can't.
To their own company. Yeah.
Count like counter offer. As you said. Tell Al, look, this is a big fight. Pay me 10 mil and pay Terrence, whatever to come over and we'll fight. Because Terrence has to be the A side. So if Keith Thurman is getting $10 million, how much is the A side gonna get?
11, 12.
I mean, whoa, man. You think Al Haim is gonna pay these people 20-something million dollars between them to come
Yeah.
fight with? These people
That's
man.
what's a full pump fake. It's never gonna happen. I mean, to even make that request is just saying I don't want to fight you.
You don't
You
want
know
to
what I
fight.
mean? Yeah, but trying to save face at the same time, which is even worse. It's
I
like
knew Keith Thurman would have done something stupid. I knew it.
I think five to six would be fair, and that's
I
still
think so.
kind of high.
I think
But
so.
yeah, I think that would be a little more than fair. You know what I mean? So I think that'd be all right. And they give Terrence about 7. It'll sell well and give them both upside to the pay-per-view.
Mm, mm.
Then who knows if enough people tune in, he might come close to that 10.
That's right. But PBC ain't coming out with that. Remember, Eddie Hearn offered Andre to Showtime to fight Charles. Said, look, all you have to do is if you don't want to come out to the zone, I'll send him over there. All you have to do is back the offer. That's all you have to do. And they couldn't. Either they couldn't or they wouldn't. Because there ain't no way Charlo making that money to fight Sergey Deverenchenko.
Right. And you
Ain't no
never
way.
heard that coming from the other side.
That's right.
Send them over here and we'll give them this amount of money.
But this
You know
is
what I
all
mean?
this PBC nonsense, man. It's never enough money for him to come wherever. It's never enough money.
Never.
This is a whole organization of dudes who just scamming the public, bro.
In-house stuff.
It's
That's all
scamming
they're
the
trying to do.
public.
Yep. And it's all over the place. And then when these guys want to make the fights, these guys are either asking for ridiculous sums they can't come up with. You know what I mean? And shit. I mean, hey man, maybe Top Rank should holler at them Saudis and say, hey, you guys got a little money? Call us bluff.
Man,
Shit.
Saudis probably don't want that shit. Who be like, who the fuck is Keith Thurman? Who's that? They probably don't even know who Keith Thurman is. I wonder if Keith Thurman thinks he's bigger than he really is. Keith Thurman is big in the boxing world, which is a very small portion of the American sports fan community. You're big there. You're not even a champ now. And Terrence Crawford ain't that big neither. $10 million? Man, get out of here, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
These dudes are scam artists, man.
Yeah.
But you got these lifetime Terrence Crawford haters. Already Terrence Crawford is the duck. He this, he that. Man, really, if it is true that he asked for $10 million, Keith Thurman ain't serious, man. He ain't ready. He ain't ready. He ain't ready,
right.
Man.
He just saying it to say it. He may just be trying to cash out.
Cash out.
Yeah, he might be trying to cash out. Yeah, I mean, I can't see it any other way. I mean, if you asking for that type of money, then you don't want to fight. That's what it is. That's all it is. You asking for a ridiculous sum of money for a fight that you don't even want. Obviously, you don't want it if you asking for that type of money. If you wanted that smoke, you'd be like, you give me a decent offer. Boom. Right. Okay. We'll give you 4 or 5 mil. Oh, nah. Right. You're not even in the ballpark. And it's like, what are you talking about? I need $10 million. Like, oh shit. You need $10 million. And if you feel that you could win this fight and a title.
Yeah.
And what would that do for Thurman's career if he beat Bud Crawford?
Yeah, but Keith Thurman ain't thinking about his career anymore. Keith Thurman just, as you said, thinking to just leave the sport. I think he's trying to get out of the sport. Because where do you go after this? You're not going to get the Spence fight. Spence already said you're not going to get the fight. You know what I'm saying?
How the tables have turned.
And Spence has 2 of them belts. You're not getting the Manny Pacquiao rematch. Manny has, 2 more fights left in him.
Yep.
And he's on a cash out tour.
Right. He looking for a big payday.
Exactly.
Now that's a guy. That's a guy I could see with a WBC franchise that they could just bring him in and then let him go. Right. And then drop that franchise title right where it is. Boom, right there. Leave it right there in the dirt.
That's right.
That I can understand because he is a franchise champion. He's going to bring money. He's going to, now if he ain't fighting okie dokes and he went and fought Keith Thurman, that tells you right there, man. He's looking for big money fights. He's looking to go out with a bang.
That's right.
And you can't knock him for that. He went in there and got in there with Keith.
Yeah. Not at all. Manny Pacquiao's on a cash out tour, and I say more power to him. Do your cash out tour. These young dudes, on the other hand, out here asking for money that they don't deserve. You're not a champion, Keith. Keith claimed he's fighting for 3 more years. Against who? He gonna move up? What you gonna do?
He ain't gonna get no money if he move up. Ain't nobody think about it. What type of money are the guys at 154 bringing?
That's right.
Other than Charlo.
That's right. I don't know what's going on with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, that was some sucker. If this is accurate, that he wanted $10 million. If it is accurate, this is some sucker. I would love to hear Keith Thurman justify why he deserves $10 million to fight Bud Crawford. Does Bud Crawford even make $10 million a fight? Because he don't sell no pay-per-view. So it's not like he gets no pay-per-view upside like that from ESPN. Bud Crawford ain't no big pay-per-views guy.
Between us, I think if the fight goes down, the event itself, being that both of them contribute to it. So, I mean, it would sell. And if we say 6-7 mil for for Bud, 5 mil, 5 6 for Thurmon, and of course the pay-per-view upside. Then they could reach, if it does well, they could both reach 10, 11 mil.
That's right.
It's possible. So, but that's fathomable. But a guaranteed 10, that's ridiculous. That means you don't even believe in yourself, or you
Sporting
believe in
Advantage.
yourself too much.
Sporting Advantage asked if we could discuss Gary Russell. He has been saying a lot lately. What's to say about Gary Russell, man? Gary Russell has a dead career. Gary Russell is piping up because nobody's paying attention to him. The world is moving on without him. He's not getting no younger. Al Heyman put the two people who he wanted to fight, or he's been calling out, Tank and Leo Santa Cruz. Al Heyman put them to fight and didn't give him the chance to fight any one of them. That just shows you what PBC thinks of Gary Russell.
I think he's just talking out of frustration and animosity because he been pushed, he been getting slapped around and just been held back. He been wanting these big fights and they ain't been giving it to him, and now he's just frustrated and just went over the edge. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'll fight, Bud Crawford. It's like, come on, man. Nobody even. That's another unfathomable thing happening. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to watch that? Who's gonna pay to watch that? I'm not. I'm not gonna watch that massacre.
Sporting says, "Hey, sorry, I want to kids." Sporting says Gary Russell claimed that Haney is ducking him now. What's going on with Gary? That's 1-2 Kid said he's frustrated. I mean, he's frustrated.
He's pissed because I'm not gonna forget this. He been calling Santa Cruz out forever, and Santa Cruz is fighting for some type of weird thing that they doing with Tank. You know what I mean? And Tank ain't fighting nobody at 135, and
that's right.
And ain't nothing but monsters there. So I don't know what the hell. It just sounds like they just milking the cow. They milking the cow for what it's worth, and when they start to go broke, then they're gonna make the big fights happen. And by that time, these guys are gonna be old men.
Man, they don't care nothing about Gary Russell, man. Gary Russell, Gary Russell has a dead career. Devin Haney, I remember there was this talk before about Devin Haney. Listen, that's what, 2 weight classes he wants to jump up. He's at 126 right now.
Yeah, I think Gary Russell should leave PBC.
But he's been talking about he was talking with Eddie Hearn. He was talking about he's gonna go fight at Top Rank, the champ there. Who's the champ there? Is it Burchelt over there?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna go fight Burchelt, or I'm gonna go fight Josh Warrington. And he don't make no moves, 1-2. He just talks and talks and talks and talks. As if it's like with my 2 sons, right? If I'm paying one of them more attention, the other one just starts talking a lot, so I can pay them attention, right? And but my kids are 6 and 3. Gary Russell's a grown man, so he wants Daddy Al to pay him some attention. He's not gonna make no moves. You know what I'm saying? He could have. He all these PBC guys say, "I am a free agent." Cool, you're a free agent, but you don't make any moves. So Gary Russell has had every opportunity to make a move, and he ain't made none.
Shit. And what's funny is I think he's a talented fighter, and I think he should be trying to stay busy, man. And if he's not getting the fights that he wants or getting any fights at all, and they putting him on the shelf like that, he should just make moves. He should just make moves because he's not getting any younger.
He not moving and shaking, man. I mean, go back to 2015. Fought once in 2015, once in 2016, once in 2017, once in 2018, once in 2019, and and once in 2020. What?
Yeah.
This man is 32 years old.
Maybe frustration, age. That's probably why he's like, shit, I need to fight somebody.
He
And
been champ since 2015. Never
and
been in a
yo,
unification fight. Go ahead,
for
sorry.
as long as he wanted to fight Santa Cruz, and now I think they said that Al is trying to send an offer or sent an offer to Bud. It's like why would you be with a promoter that would send an offer to Bud but wouldn't hit Santa Cruz up and make that fight happen?
Oh my God. Oh my
Like,
God.
I mean, like you and the he needs to find someone else to go with because, and that's the thing is with Bud, I kind of feel the same way. I think he should probably leave Top Rank
Yeah,
because
yeah, but the
yeah,
problem is he can only go to PBC. Where's he gonna go? To fight who?
well, I mean,
Eddie Hearn don't have no goddamn 147 people for him to fight. You gonna put him in there with Jesse Vargas again? Jesse
well,
Vargas?
I put it like this: he may not have anybody, but he got some money to throw, and the PBC got plenty of people to that if it's the right fighter, they'll push him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm so
But if he's gonna leave Top Rank, he needs to go to whoever. If he goes to PBC, he needs to go there with agreements that these are my 3 fights. No putting me on the shelf, no bullshit. If I come over there, I want this, and if I win, I want this. If I win, I want this.
yeah, sounds good, but I don't think
Simple
that's
stuff.
gonna be. I don't think that's a problem for him because those are probably gonna be the 3 fights that he wants anyway.
That's right.
So, hey
I don't
man,
know.
he
I
wants
don't know.
Manny Pacquiao, he wants Spence, so he may have to make some moves with a Porter or a Thurmon, and then if he's with the PBC side, you think Thurman's gonna get 10 mil?
Facts. Keith
I
Thurman
doubt.
wants $10 million up front. Not even, look, man, a potential $10 million. No, $10 million up front guaranteed. Who? Man, please.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know, Iacon. I gotta get going though, my man. Thank you
Hey,
for having
man,
me on. Always a pleasure, man.
I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you coming through and joining me one, two, kid.
Hey
Peace.
man, keep cooking, brother.
Yeah,
Have a
man.
good one, man.
Yeah,
Peace out. UGC, baby.
that's right. One of those kid came through and joined me there at this conversation. But Gary Russell is a duck. This dude is terrible. He has a dead career. That's all he does. Oh, I knocked out Bud in the amateurs. I sucker punched him. Then he comes out, it's not true. Gary Russell is looking for attention. He's looking for attention. Speaking of Devin Haney, if anybody is in the chat from the UK, I saw Devin Haney asking what's up with Lee Selby. He's asking if Lee Selby wants to fight him in October. Isn't Devin Haney a co-promoter with Eddie Hearn? How come Devin Haney always seems to be calling all these names on his Twitter, but none of them fights seemingly are materializing? Javier Fortuna don't have nobody to fight now. Javier Fortuna was supposed to be his mandatory anyway. I thought they were supposed to be working on the Javier Fortuna fight. Is Devin Haney not extending offers to these people? Now I see him talking about Lee Selby. I've never seen Lee Selby fight. Hold on. Got a phone call, my bad. So I see Devin Haney also talking about Lee Selby. I've never seen Lee Selby fight. Never. Is Lee Selby a good fighter? I don't know Lee Selby. I've never seen him fight. But Gary Russell needs to just be quiet, man, and he needs to make a move. All these once a year annual fights that he has, You're 32 years old, man. You need one good year of actual fighting. One good year. And all this calling out Terrence. Why would Terrence Crawford take that fight? What's he going to win for that fight? Gary Russell is coming out with like 3 weight classes or whatever, 4 weight classes, whatever. He beats up Gary Russell. Oh, you beat up a smaller man. And by some weird chance, Gary Russell catches him across the head and knocks him out. Terrence Crawford's career is over. Anyway, let me get out of here, man. I'm glad DAZN nixed that Canelo fight. That's ridiculous. You need to drop them 8 pounds and go fight Demetrius Andrade, who he called boring and not exciting and not interesting. But I guess Avni Yildrim was more exciting and more interesting than Demetrius Andrade. Need to fight Callum Smith or come to terms with Billy Joe Saunders again. Keith Thurmon is crazy for asking for $10 million. That's my opinion. PBC remains the duck pond. Y'all have a nice day. Peace and power.